Welcome to the CompTIA N10 008 Network Plus. This is a emulation, a network terminal emulation. You'll have a terminal or a command prompt, and you'll be given some tasks, and you will be asked what are the best commands to resolve the problem or get the information you need. So we have a few tasks here. They're real world tasks. You can apply your knowledge that you learn here to probably your job or administration or whatever you're doing with computers. Okay, so let's read the first task. Task A. Tina has been shopping at a competitor's website. She wants to cover, her tracks. Which command and switch will show the evidence of what website she's been to? And two, which command will clear the evidence? So it's a terminal. You've got a lot of different commands here. On the exam, they might give you a list of commands, maybe 5 commands or 10 commands, and you'll pick one or maybe add a switch to it, which will give you a better option. Um, so these performance-based questions are pretty interesting. A lot of different ways to approach it. Okay, so without further ado, how do I display which websites I've been to on the command prompt? So if we saw my last video, we played a lot with ipconfig. Let's do a help command. Definitely learn the help command and how to navigate through it. And on the exam, it might give you an advantage here. So I know this has to do with name resolution. Does that ring a bell? So we're going to display the names of the DNS resolver. Okay. Let's find that website we've been to. So let's display our name resolution. Display DNS. Okay, so there's a lot of entries here. We've been to Zoom. Well, I'm recording with Zoom. We've been to Google. What about shopping? Well, I did go to shopping.com. I wanted it to be in the name resolution. But it's not. That kind of throws my video off. It makes me upset. So let's fix it. Okay, so flush the DNS. We got to get rid of it. Okay, I got some sort of Microsoft website. Let's ping. Okay, so some sort of 666 IP address. IMCP is turned off. No echo request back. So we're going to see if it comes up now. Oh, it does. Okay, so shopping.com is now in our name resolution. Wow, they've got quite a few name servers. Look at that. Okay. So that's where I've been. I want to get rid of that. Do you remember how I got rid of that so people can't see? We flush our name resolution or flush our DNS. And now when we display it, it's not there. Well, from a simple command prompt, that's good enough to clear it. But if you're on a more monitored network with a firewall or a proxy, they're probably going to see where you've been. Anyway, so that's the answer for number one. We're going to display DNS and flush DNS. So that's the answer for 1 and 2. Okay, task B. Anna wants to make a direct IP address link to shopping.com. As you saw earlier, what did I do with shopping.com to get the IP address? I'm kind of bored. I don't want to do the same exact thing. Can we do an NS lookup? Let's see what we get here. Wow. Yeah, they do have a lot of name servers here. What's going on? Usually I don't see that many, but that's cool. It's good for this video, a good example, right? So that's one way that you can get an IP address is through NS lookup. I believe we pinged it earlier. Yeah. So it's resolving on 107. I don't even, do we have, oh yeah, it's the last one. 107 is the last one. Okay. So they've got a complex network, a lot going on there. Pretty cool. Good example for this video. So there's a lot of different ways you can get that IP address. You can ping, you can NS lookup. Okay. Task C. J, the security engineer is responding to an ARP poison alarm on the network. Uh-oh. Which command will display the current computer's MAC address to which command will display a table of MAC addresses to IP addresses? All right, so do you remember how to get the MAC address of your adapter? You might have more than one adapter. However, if you do ipconfig/all, it'll show you your adapter and your physical address on that adapter, or we call that the MAC address. So we need to use ipconfig/all. That's one way that you can get a MAC address. There are other ways too. Okay. Now, what's the second part? Which command will display a table of MAC addresses to IP addresses? Okay, so we'll do ARP minus A. Address resolution protocol. That's an old way of resolving IP addresses to MAC addresses. So if we saw the same MAC address in this table somewhere, the exact same one, that would be a problem. That means someone is spoofing your IP address and they might be stealing the packets and then routing it back to you. And the network's not intelligent enough to know, and that's called ARP poisoning. And we'll learn more about security later. Anywho, those are the answers to the questions. So I'll display it one more time. So IP config right here. Display DNS. Answer number 2 is IP config / flush DNS. We flush it to get rid of it. Here, there's multiple answers for getting the IP address. Ping is fine. If you do a 4, that forces you to use IPv4, or maybe you need 6 that forces IPv6. Just want to go over that. Just leave it 4 since it only had IPv4 available. And we also did an NS lookup for shopping.com. Okay. What was the answer for this one? How do we get the MAC address? Well, we just did it up there. One way you can do it is ipconfig/all, which is appropriate for this exam. Okay, and getting the ARP table, or just resolution protocol, we do ARP minus A, and we can see all of the MAC addresses converting to IP addresses. Okay, I hope that helped you a little bit, maybe point you in the right direction, prepare you for a terminal emulation. You'll have to do something similar to this on your Network Plus exam. I hope you find that useful. Good luck in your studying, and thank you for watching.